Introduction. Evil has long captivated human imagination, manifesting itself in various forms throughout history. One such embodiment of malevolence is Commodus, the fictional character portrayed in the epic historical film Gladiator. This essay delves into the depths of Commodus' character, analyzing his motives, actions, and the underlying factors that shaped his evil nature. By examining his psychopathy, narcissism, and thirst for power, we can gain insight into the complex portrayal of evil in the context of the film. Background and early influences. To delve into Commodus' character, it is essential to examine his background and early influences. In Gladiator, Commodus is depicted as the privileged son of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. His upbringing in the opulent Roman Empire and his status as the heir to the throne contribute to his sense of entitlement and inflated ego. Commodus believes that he deserves power simply by virtue of his birthright, setting the stage for his character's development. This upbringing lays the foundation for his narcissistic tendencies and inflated sense of self-importance. Without strong moral guidance, Commodus becomes detached from the consequences of his actions, paving the way for his descent into evil. In the movie The Dark Knight, the character of the Joker, portrayed by Heath Ledger, exemplifies the background and early influences that contribute to his evil nature. The Joker's chaotic and nihilistic worldview is shaped by a traumatic past, including his abusive upbringing and his transformation into a criminal. These experiences lay the foundation for his twisted psyche and fuel his malevolent actions. Psychopathic traits and Machiavellianism. Commodus' psychopathic traits play a significant role in his portrayal as an evil character. His complete lack of empathy is evident throughout the film, as he manipulates and eliminates anyone who poses a threat to his power. This lack of remorse for his actions, coupled with his Machiavellian nature, showcases his willingness to use deceit, manipulation, and violence to achieve his goals. Commodus' cunning and charm make him a formidable antagonist and a symbol of pure malevolence. One notable example of Commodus' psychopathic traits and Machiavellian nature is his manipulation of Maximus. Commodus realizes that Maximus is a threat to his claim to the throne, so he deceives him by offering his loyalty and trust. However, this is merely a ruse to control and eventually eliminate Maximus. Commodus' ability to mask his true intentions and manipulate others demonstrates his psychopathic tendencies and Machiavellian. Anton Chigurh shares similarities with Commodus in terms of psychopathic traits and Machiavellianism. Chigurh's lack of empathy and his relentless pursuit of his goals through manipulation and violence parallel Commodus' character. Both characters showcase a calculated and ruthless nature that makes them formidable and chilling antagonists. Oedipal complex and fractured identity. One intriguing aspect of Commodus' character is his Oedipal complex, which refers to his conflicted feelings of attraction toward his mother and rivalry with his father. The film hints at his disturbing fixation on his sister, Lucilla, and suggests a complex psychological dynamic within the family. This fractured identity and unresolved psychological conflict contribute to Commodus' distorted perception of familial relationships and further fuel his thirst for power and domination. Patrick Bateman's character in American Psycho exhibits a similar Oedipal complex and fractured identity as Commodus. Both characters struggle with their perception of familial relationships and exhibit distorted desires. Bateman's obsession with his own image and his violent tendencies reflect the same psychological complexities seen in Commodus' character. The corruption of power. As Commodus ascends to the throne, the corrupting influence of power becomes evident. Initially, he aspires to be a good emperor and win the love and adulation of the people. However, power gradually corrupts his moral compass, and he transforms into a tyrant driven by cruelty, hedonism, and a disregard for the well-being of his subjects. The stark contrast between Commodus' initial aspirations and his tyrannical rule serves as a cautionary tale, illustrating how power can corrupt even those with noble intentions. This corruption is exemplified in his treatment of the gladiators, as he manipulates their lives for his own entertainment and sadistic pleasure. Commodus' reign is marked by a disregard for the welfare of others, showcasing the extent to which power corrupts his morality. Michael Corleone's character in The Godfather undergoes a similar transformation as Commodus in terms of the corruption of power. Initially portrayed as the reluctant heir to a criminal empire, Michael becomes increasingly ruthless and morally compromised as he ascends to power. Both characters highlight the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corrupting influence of authority. Symbolic and cinematic representation. The film employs various symbolic and cinematic techniques to emphasize Commodus' evil nature. The use of dark and somber colors in his scenes creates an atmosphere of malevolence and foreboding. The ominous music that accompanies his appearances further heightens the sense of impending danger. Contrast is also employed through the juxtaposition of Commodus' appearances with those of Maximus, the virtuous protagonist, highlighting the stark difference between good and evil. For instance, in many of Commodus' scenes, the lighting is dim and shadowy, creating an atmosphere of darkness and malevolence. This contrasts with scenes featuring Maximus, which are often depicted in brighter and more heroic tones. The stark visual contrast enhances the portrayal of Commodus as the embodiment of evil within the film. Additionally, the use of extravagant costumes and grand spectacles in Commodus' scenes represents his decadent and excessive lifestyle. This imagery serves as a visual metaphor for his corrupted rule and the indulgences that accompany his reign. Hannibal Lecter's character in The Silence of the Lambs shares similarities with Commodus in terms of symbolic and cinematic representation. Lecter's scenes are often characterized by dim lighting and an eerie atmosphere, similar to the portrayal of Commodus in Gladiator. Both characters exude a sense of malevolence, and their visual representation enhances their depiction as embodiments of evil. In the conclusion, we emphasize the significance of Commodus' character as a study of evil. By analyzing his psychopathic traits, narcissism, thirst for power, and corrupted morality, we gain insight into the depths to which humanity can sink. The film Gladiator serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the potential for evil within us all. Through Commodus' transformation from a flawed individual to a despicable ruler, the film prompts reflection on the consequences of power and distorted morality. The lasting impression left by Commodus' character serves as a powerful exploration of the multifaceted nature of evil.